We're going to talk about graffiti. Now, I know some folks think it's art, and I guess I agree, some of it does look kind of cool, but come on, most of it does not. And in my opinion, it sends a message of lawlessness to folks driving into our city. So graffiti, that's our big story tonight. A lot of you tell us that graffiti bugs you too, and you wonder why the government, the Department of Transportation, for example, doesn't cover it up or wipe it off quickly. I gotta say, I've wondered that too. So, during my recent interview with Chris Strickler, who's the director of the Oregon Department of Transportation, I asked him about it. And then while I'm thinking about graffiti, I think the legislature gave you $20 million to try and clean up. And we hear from our viewers all the time, you know, hey, I went to pick up a relative or a business associate at the airport and driving in and it looks like crazy town. Yeah. So are you going to be able to clean that up? And then how do you keep it from coming back?
Those are two actually really great questions. Are we going to be able to clean that up? I really applaud the leadership of the governor, of the legislature to really bring forward a significant sum of money for us to invest into the system in that way. I do think the image and the quality of the system matters as people drive through, and so we hear that time and time again. It's also worth noting, you know, our people live here too, and none of our folks want to see that kind of deterioration on the system. That said, how do you keep it from coming back? Well, that's a bigger question, I'll be honest. Obviously, frequency, our ability to get out there and continue to clean it up based upon the funding available, that's going to help a lot. But there are likely other factors too that I think are contributing to the amount of graffiti that we have.
Now, not exactly a reassuring answer, is it? Basically, he's saying, yeah, we see it too, and it's great the legislature gave us extra money to clean it up, but we have no idea how to keep it from coming back. And maybe it's fair. After all, they're not in the business of trying to stop the people spray painting the walls of the freeway. You think the police should be cracking down harder?
I don't know that I would answer it that way, because I think the police are under a significant amount of pressure for all kinds of things these days. I think we're in a different place than the state was 5 years ago or 10 years ago. I would say that I think the rate of graffiti coming onto the system is much higher than it has been in the past.
Yeah, and some people were saying, you know, northbound on 405 around Portland State, there's signs that are covered, and you can't even tell if you were a visitor where to go.
Right.
Why don't those get cleaned or replaced?
They do, and the pace at being able to replace them is actually a key factor. And while I would never want to bore you with all the intricate details, in this case the details matter. So when you look at an overhead sign, for example, that's on a lane of traffic that's doing 60 miles an hour, we have to take that lane, we have to put traffic control out, we have to have people in a bucket truck that are rising up there in order to replace that sign, not to mention the fact that they have to get the sign remade in most cases because the sign's been completely ruined. All of those factors take a significant amount of prep and time and funding for that matter. And you know, the public expects us to have the roadway open and the signs clean, and we're working diligently towards that. So none of this should be an excuse, it's just not as easy as we see it today, we run out and fix it tomorrow.
All right, now before we move on with this, a lot of you do want to know, what are the cops doing to try and stop graffiti? As far as I can tell, seems a little bit hit and miss, but Portland police say, no, that's not correct. They do have a team working on graffiti and that it's just a bunch of long and complex investigations. And by the way, they are making arrests. The district attorney's office says this Geo Metro display is the calling card of a 22-year-old named Aiden Saul. A grand jury indicted him last week on 4 counts of criminal mischief and 19 counts of criminal mischief second degree. He pled not guilty. And earlier this year, Portland police arrested 27-year-old Jerry Mijangos. Police say he's from California and responsible for hundreds of what they call criminal tags around the city of Portland. Here he is with a spray-painted sweatshirt. I'm sure he's pleading not guilty. Police say he's prolific, from the tagging the sides of buildings to the sides of overpasses to the pillars under the freeways. He's spread his paint far and wide, allegedly. A police release shows he was arrested multiple times from November of 2021 until January 30th of 2024, and was let out multiple times as well, until finally being held for violating probation earlier this year. Good, huh? Well, I checked this afternoon, and actually he was only held for 6 weeks and then released. And records show that first guy, Aiden Saul, he was never held in jail. Both are out. A spokesman said the graffiti team also brought cases against 2 other prolific taggers in the last year. So in my opinion, it's good that police are taking some action. Maybe as they do more, word will get out that Portland is no longer an open canvas. Finally, I do want to clarify one of the things we talked about with that interview with the ODOT director. I said the legislature gave $20 million to ODOT to clean up graffiti. It's actually not all for graffiti. Turns out the money covers a variety of things. $4 million will be used for graffiti removal. It'll happen every 2 weeks in areas where they don't need to stop traffic to do the work, and once a month where they do, according to ODOT. $4 million will go to clean up homeless camps. $4 million will go to litter removal, and it will happen 2 to 4 times a month. And then the remaining $8 million will be spent building things to deter camping and keep RVs away from the bridges and bike paths and retaining walls. So that's how your money is attacking graffiti and all kinds of other things.